Alright. Part 3. Episode 3, Part 3. And we're back to the present now. April 2nd, 10:15 a.m. Zodiac Hall. Fountain Room. Whoa, went deep on that one. Sorry, Mazzarino. Didn't mean to bend your ear for so long. Had no idea that this was how it all came about. Read the files, but they don't go anywhere near into that level of detail. Bet they paint things in much rosier light for the prosecution, too. Von Karma was the one in charge, after all. What happened to the case after that? Well, with the ice sculptures vanishing from the victim's room, things hit a bit of a rough patch. So rough, in fact, that it took a full year before they could even reach a verdict in the trial. A year? This was back before they brought in the whole initial trial thing. You didn't have to finish up in double quick time like you do nowadays. I see. Did they ever find out just how the victim's creations managed to disappear? Well, they were sorbets or frozen desserts or whatever you want to call them. Ice, in other words. And if it's made of ice, it can melt, which is exactly what they concluded must have happened. But there's a chance that wasn't how things actually went down. What do you mean? So this place is a gallery these days, but back then it was Samson Tangaroa's place, yeah? Indeed, and the site of the IS-7 incident. Well, word is Frost's ice sculptures are suddenly back on display 18 years after that fateful day. The very sculptures the victim made. Who knows? Could be they're just modeled on the originals. But I figured it was worth coming down for a little look-see just in case. Seemed like the least I could do for poor old Gregory. Well, alrighty then. Let's go take a look at these icy marbles, shall we, kiddo? Alright, actually, just to clarify, when did the DL6 incident take place? Because that's when that trial obviously came to finish. December 28th, 2001. Oh, okay. So the flashbacks did take place in 2000. That's right. It was right at the end of the year because it's when the statute of limitations was about to end. So it stands to reason that the case began. If the case was a year long, then yeah. So that flashback took place in December of 2000. I believe they're on display in the Winter Wing, as it's very snazzily known. So, Winter Wing, Winter Wing. Huh? I don't believe it, it's locked. Gallery's open for business, but the Winter Wing's off limits? Winter Wing's off limits? What gives? Fender, perhaps you should look more closely at the pamphlet we were given. The Winter Wing is over there. It is? Freaky. Could have sworn it was this one. Anywho, shall we? Time to dive in and see what we should have seen 18 years ago. Previous stream he did of the game was considering sending a message like, what if instead of used to saying objection, he said injection? Because it's time for estrogen injections, but I would held back on saying it, so that'd be weird to say, but now considering who his voice actress is. Well, wait, okay, so you said Eustace is voiced by drag queen. Are there did they still go by feminine pronouns though? Whatever. You know what? You could tell me, but like obviously it's not, you know, a point of contention. I just want to get I just want to know in case I refer to that person in the future. Oh, also my voice cracked there. They use feminine pronouns, okay. Cool. Anyway, shall we? Time to dive on and see what... Yeah, we've read that already. God, I want to voice act in video games. Hey, look who it is! It's Bitch Boy and his dom. April 2nd, Zodiac Hall, Winter Wing. Ugh. See, they're still keeping as chilly as all heck in these rooms. I'm about to turn into a popsicle stick. It is the Winter Wing, you know, but you're right. It's like a freezer in here. Could be a trick of the light, but it feels like the whole room is made of ice. Temperature controls will be somewhere at the back there, if memory serves. Hey, Monster, can you go peep the degree count? Thinking a complaint to the management's in order. There is such a thing as too cold, yeah? So your 2 messages right before the B movie. What? And it goes on one person who sung that one Big Chungus song. What, like the popular one? Or like a variation of it? Alright, if you insist. Take your time, mosey around and take on the sights while you're at it. The popular one, yeah. Wow. How did she get, like, a role doing one voice clip for... You know what? I don't want to say this because I'm sure that she's great at what she does, but if I had to guess, content creator, influencer. Which is like, ah, man. Got a camera I need to prep for action. Feels like your pop might appreciate a picture of all this. Put it on his grave so we can have a gander. Of course. Even so soon, Miles? Stick around, taking the sights. Might as well while we're here. If it's too cold, I was thinking of heading somewhere warmer. If you want, I could lend you some old fender threads. In exchange for your jacket, of course. I'll be fine, thank you. Seems I'll have to stick it out a little longer. So, how about this? I scream out, oh no, this must be the work of that villain, Damask. Yeah, and I go, that's me, the legendary Mask Damask. Yeah, and then, no, say that, and you'll be in cuffs before you could blink, Ronnie. You gotta take this more seriously, otherwise, how are we gonna get to this market to sell? What exactly are these two plotting? There's an enormous block of ice on display here. There's some explanatory text engraved on it. Castor and Pollux. Every year in December, countless shooting stars can be seen emanating from this constellation. So then Damask needs to. Yeah, and then I... Wish these two would stop talking so loudly. It's difficult to concentrate. Never mind, I'll just go take a look at some other exhibit. Malzarino, mind if I ask you something? Of course, assuming it's something I can help with. I was wondering, do you think we're allowed to take pics in here? What, you didn't check? Well, I didn't see any signs that we were told not to, so I suppose it's probably okay. Good, because even if it wasn't, I was planning to grab my shots anyway. Gregory always wanted to see this place. What Gregory wants, Gregory gets. My father. What would he have noticed if he were here? Perhaps if he had the chance to see it, that trial might have... No. What's happened happened. There are 2 large ice sculptures on display here. Guess these are remakes of Frost's work from 18 years back. Real eye-catching stuff. Ice sculpture's a heck of an art form, huh? It is. These are the works my father never got to see. I think that I get to see them instead, so many years later. Sorry to butt in while you're deep in a think hole, Milester. Milester. Would you mind looking this way a sec? This way. Beautiful. Yeah, just like that. Fender. Really? Say cheese! Please don't do that again. I don't like having my picture taken. My bad, big guy, my bad. I had to check if this old thing was still working is all. Now that you mention it, your camera does look rather ancient. Oh, that was, Edgeworth. Now that you mention it, your camera does look rather ancient. Yep, vintage model. Never heard of an instant camera? Develops the picture right after you take the shot. Still twist my noggin trying to think how it works. I know what an instant camera is, although I've never used one. Pick is cute. Only a few VAs are credited here for some reason. Actually, characters like Eddie are uncredited. That might mean that they just, they used Capcom employees. Though they do list the because that's the thing, too. In the original trilogy, they only ever list, the actual cast at the end of the 3rd game. First 2 games, they don't list anyone. Neat factoid, Manfred von Karma's objection is actually Phoenix Wright's objection sound clip, just pitched down several octaves. Gotta wait for Investigations 3 then. I made the thumbnail for the last part, or for the first part of this case, the image of Gregory and Eddie getting their picture taken. Should know Mr. Know-It-All would know it all. You really are your father's son. Alright, step aside. Need to get some good shots of the room here. For all his joking, he looks very serious about the pictures he's taking. Must have his own theories about the IS-7 incident. Whew, should have been a paparazzo. These are gold, and they develop right away. Want to see? Well, since you've already shoved one in my face. Alright, Brainiac, question. What do these two sculptures represent? They appear to represent Taurus and Gemini, two constellations best observed during the wintertime. Bingo, he shoots, he scores. Whew, you're a regular encyclopedia, Milester. Guess that's why this is the Winter Wing, right? Because they have winter star stuff on display here. Anyway, seeing as I'm the nicest old rogue on the block, that one's yours for keepsies. Thanks. Statues matching those made with the victim 18 years ago. Winter Wing photo. So the victim made these same Zodiac statues out of flavored ice for the contest 18 years ago. Sure did. Lovingly crafted life-size desserts. I only ever saw the old ones in photos, though. But these are the spit of the originals. So this is what you wanted to show me? Yep. I think Gregory would have wanted you to see him, too. And I may not have had it in me to come here on my own. Sorry to drag you along. Not at all. Happy to be able to see where my father's final case unfolded. Good to hear you say so, Palio. Let's say we grab another quick snap to commemorate this heartwarming occasion. Absolutely not. It's a statue of a rather ferocious-looking bull. Not a gaze one would want to be fixed with. But then I was always taught to return a stare with a stare. Although in this case, discretion might be the better part of valor. The lamp appears to be made of rock salt. It's illuminating the diagram of the zodiac just above it. Yes, both Gemini and Taurus are not only zodiac signs, but constellations that are visible during the winter. Winter constellations on display in the Winter Wing, and uniquely, these statues are made of flavored ice. According to the pamphlet we received, the ones in the other rooms are made of crystal glass. Lick the lamp? No. Ice might be rather fitting for the Summer Wing, too. Who doesn't like a nice snow cone on a sunny day? But then it would be too similar to this room, I suppose. Huh. Fender, I can't seem to find the temperature controls you mentioned. Like the lamp, it's salt. There was that thing where... I saw a thing recently where it was like a sign... It was two signs that say, like, don't let moose lick your car. But someone cut out just the sign that says lick your car. And they posted and were like, go on, do it. I could probably find that, actually. Yeah, here it is. It was on Mastodon, not Blue Sky. Yeah, go on, lick your car. The reason they say don't let moose lick your car is because your car has salt in the eye, they'll taste the salt on the metal, and that'll also make them more accustomed to staying in society, which you don't want. You don't want them to be, wandering around where they could get hit by cars. Judge has a voice in Marvel vs. Capcom and Sakuma's VA, alternate version of AA2's Dream intro, where you Raging Demon's Phoenix instead. There was Judge's another voice in the newer games as well. Actually, wait. Does the Judge have a voice in the newer games? I can't remember. I know in The Great Ace Attorney, the judges had voices during some cutscenes. I can't remember now. I'll have to replay those games and find out. Oh yeah, it's a little tricky if you don't know where to look at. Here, I'll have it open for you in a jiffy. Huh? Dang thing's locked. Makes sense, I guess. Wouldn't want the visitors cranking up the thermostat and melting the art. According to the pamphlet, Winter Wing is kept at a constant 27 degrees. Ooh-wee, that's colder than the snowman's cold bits. I'm gonna freeze to death in here. Talking about his nuts? Guess there's only one thing for it. Somebody's getting a snuggle. Hey, what's with the icy stare? You want me to freeze to death? No. think he gasps in the intro AA5. Yeah, when Phoenix shows up. There's a huge block of ice on display here. Must be incredibly heavy, but maybe not with it being hollow on the inside. The constellation engraved into the surface, along with some explanatory text. The Pleiades, I don't know how to pronounce that. Pleiades? Known to some as Subaru. They form the larger part of the constellation of Taurus. Pleiades? Pleiades, that's it. But why cram so many stars into one tiny part of a single constellation? Guess people in ancient times weren't usually careful about such things. Alright, I got the shots I wanted. Shall we scoot on over to another wing and see what's cooking? Might as well do the full tour while we're here. I suppose so. Ah! What was that? Came from the fountain room. Come on, let's go see what's up. April 2nd, Zodiac Hall, fountain room. Oh, good. Look who it is. That unassuming child? Yeah, I don't know what's up with him. I was gonna bother a kid. There's someone on the ground. And is that... Larry, what are you doing here? Actually, never mind that. What on earth is going on? Edgy! Should have seen it. It was awful. Just calm down and tell me why there's an unconscious man on the floor. I didn't do anything. He just fell down in front of me. Wait, I know this guy. Is everything alright? Don't you know it's rude to make a racket in an art gallery, you naughty boys? Seriously, this motherfucker. Wait, the smell. He's still breathing, but I know these symptoms. It's not safe, Miles. We need to get everybody out of here. I think the Larry's actually stuck to a profession this time. Yep. Everyone with me. There isn't a moment to lose. There's poison gas coming out of that room. Yes. April 2nd, 10:42 a.m. Zodiac Hall, fountain room. I like how they both have the same walk cycle. I see something here. What the? Oh, right. I had that saved to get that other achievement. Okay, it already auto-saved. I was gonna say, you want me to talk to the mysterious boy, but I can't go back. How's the victim doing, Fender? Not good. He inhaled a lot of gas. He's still out, and it sounds like it's pretty serious. But the paramedic said there's no sign of external injury, and that he was conscious before it happened. Anyway, he's alive. Just barely. He's lucky we found him when we did. But like I said, he's not out of the woods yet. They put him in the medical room with the specialist. I see. Couldn't help but noticing it seemed like you knew him, Fender. Yes, actually, he is. You're right. Sure do. That was Carmelo Gusto. He was back when the whole IS-7 thing went down. The confectioner. So he was here 18 years ago, too. Anyhoozles, this guy seems like he's in rude health. Old pal of yours, Mazzolino? Yes, something like that. Glad you're okay, Larry. Something like that? Are you serious, Edgy? You've known me since elementary school. Crush a guy's feelings, why don't you? Anyhow, you know you're supposed to call me Larice Donham when I'm dressed like this. So no more Larry, okay? Got that? This is Larry Butts. He's a bit of a troublemaker, but he's one of my only friends back when we were little kids. Ever since he developed a passion for art, he's been trying to make it big as Larice Donham. But new name or not, he's still the same old Larry. He's been trying to make it big. Meanwhile, you only knew he was an artist like 2 months ago, during the end of the 3rd game. Also, yeah, they kept it. It's like weird because like you thought that he would abandon it in the first Edgeworth game, but then yep, 2nd game he's back to being an artist, and he's really good at it. Yeah, he's pretty good. Wait, you'll see some of his art in this game actually. Whoa, grade school buddies! I need to go tell Gregory about this. He'll be over the moon to hear you have a pal. He was always worried you'd never click with anybody. Hear that, Edgy? You're lucky to have a friend like me. Never knew I was the cause of such worries for my father. Never mind that now, Larry. What are you doing here? Larice, Edgy. How many times do I have to tell you it's Larice? What are you doing here? Oh, what's the demon eyes? Alright, I'll talk. Just stop looking at me like that. Good, now talk. Whens? Wanna know why I'm here? Why the heck do you think? For my art, of course. Oh, and I'm coming on a date here with Lulu soon, so I thought I'd better scope the place out. So not actually for your art at all. Edgeworth channeling him right there. Maurice, my man, an artist and a romantic. You'll have to introduce me to this lady friend of yours. Oh, sure, it's nice to have somebody take an interest for once. Spare me. Oh, by the way, Lauricio. You know what I almost read that as, right? I'll give you one guess as to what I almost read that name as. Also, I'm looking something up here. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Yep, exactly. You got it. What the fuck was I doing? Case 3. Yeah, I see that and I immediately think Lucario. Sorry. Again, bear with me just a moment. Oh my gosh. We're like a 6 through this case. People don't dick around as much as I do. I just want to see if there's anything worth, like, what talking to that, The boy does say something. With the Gardevoir and the Pokemon like humans. Did you know Lucario's the most popular in terms of particular type of artwork? Yeah, no. Absolutely. No, Lucario has the furry market down. Lucio Overwatch. No. Okay. If you talk to the boy in that previous room, his name is listed as 3 question marks. And he does not have a close-up portrait. He goes, huh. She wanted to run a gallery so bad she just quit the industry? I don't get it. I just don't get it. And then Edgeworth goes, does this boy know the owner of the gallery, perhaps? So there you go. That's all we missed by not talking to that boy. The boy sure is mysterious. Oh, by the way, Lucario. Did you notice anything when you found the victim? Oh, nothing in particular. Didn't you say you'd seen something awful? Oh, that. The old guy, he just appeared and then, splat, he was on the floor. Scared the life out of me. But for once I had nothing to do with any of it. Don't look so proud, that's the least we should be able to hope for. Honored guests, I can only apologize for the trouble you've experienced. I'm Judy Baum, the gallery manager. Another person from the IS-7 incident. Good to see you, Judes. Mr. Fender, it's always a pleasure. She was at the reception desk when we arrived, so she's the one in charge here. I can't believe you've had to go through something so awful, and on our first day in business. Hey, quit that. It's not your fault. Oh, wait, I guess I better introduce you guys. Judy, meet Miles Edgeworth, son of the late, great Gregory. I see you playing Picross there, Ayla. I'm due for maybe another Picross game soon. I usually don't stream those, though. Really? You're Mr. Edgeworth's son? Well... Isn't this fabulous? The great man's son here with us! 18 long years have passed, but now look, he's here at last! It's very lovely to meet you, Mr. Fine Attorney number 2. Judy, that was the bomb. I see you're in good voice as ever. Miles Edgeworth, Prosecutor. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, you're a Prosecutor? I'm so sorry. Forgive me for jumping to conclusions. Eddie Fender, senior partner at Edgeworth & Co. and former assistant to my father. Worked in the original IS-7 incident. Carmelo Gusto, age 54, a confectioner who, having breathed in poisonous gas, was found collapsed outside the Autumn Wing. Laurice Donham, age 26, pseudonym of Larry Butts, my friend since childhood. He fancies himself as something of an artist. She's very polite, but there's something strange about her. Hey Judy, can I get an autograph? You could write it in here. Well, if you're sure you'd even want such a thing. Why do you want it, Larry? Rude! You know who she is, right? Come on, Monster. You don't keep up with the showbiz news or nothing? Guess that's no big surprise. What's going on? Why are they looking at me like that? Judy here's a living legend. It's not just TV, movies, musical, chart-topping hits, you name it. Oh, don't be silly. I'm just a humble art gallery owner now. I finally quit the biz for good. I finished shooting my last movie just the other day, in fact. Some of my co-stars were even kind enough to say that they would come visit once we opened. Anyway, here you are, and good luck with your artistic endeavors. Thanks so much, Judy. I'll treasure it till my dying day. You and me, P, are peas in a pod, Laurice. Peas in a gosh danged pod. Namco 1 is good, but you had to turn the music off because the arcade music gets grating. Doesn't compare to the show music and others. I like the Sega one. The Sega one had some good choices for music. That Genesis synth can just get so satisfying when done right. How lovely for you both. Larry, could you go practice your drawing somewhere or something? You did come all the way to an art gallery after all. It'd be a shame to waste the opportunity. You're a artist drawing our exhibits. What an honor. Guess even you can have a bright idea once in a while, Edgy. Alright, Judy. Seeing as you were so nice about it, I guess I will. Be right back. He's a real live wire, that one. A psycho killer, you could say. Qu'est-ce que c'est? That's one way of putting it. I can only apologize. By the way, there was another woman with you before. Where's she now? You mean Delicia? Delicia Scone? She's in the medical room helping to care for Mr. Gusto. I call it the medical room, but it's nothing quite so grand, of course. Couldn't stay with them as I'm the only one on staff, and I can't leave the gallery unattended for long. Delicia Scone. We've heard that name before, haven't we, Fender? Sure have. Sounds like our IS-7 bingo card is complete. Something tells me this isn't a coinky-dink. Perhaps I could offer you gentlemen a cup of tea? Drop of the old Judy-bound special blend? Why not? For old time's sake? That would be lovely, thank you. Now, if you'll both excuse me, I better go and explain things to the other visitors. You go do your thing, Judes. Thanks again. This aroma, Ceylon, I believe. Oh, this aroma, Ceylon, I believe. Let's give it a try. This is a fine blend. Top quality Ceylon, indeed. It's citrus aroma. It's said to improve one's ability to concentrate, right? Your old man said those exact words 18 years ago. Really takes me back. There's just one difference. Jude's cooled the saucers back then. Not today, though, it seems. Anyway, don't you think this is all a little odd? Every single person from an 18-year-old case all assembled in the same place at the same time. Yes, it almost feels as an investigation is in order. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, you're all right. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender. Heard you got caught up in a poison gas attack, so we came as fast as we could. Well, if it isn't the cavalry, come on, bring it in. Sorry, I was getting messages. Had to check them. No way. Besides, you're both doing just fine. Gummy and I got ourselves worked up over nothing. Detective Gumshoe, what were you thinking bringing Kay with you? Sorry, sir. Knew it was dangerous with the poison gas and all, but you wouldn't take no for an answer. Ran and ran and ran and I ran and I ran and I ran, but I just couldn't shake her off. When it comes to running away, the great thief right here is the world champ. Then run away. Don't chase the poor detective. All set, sir. Just say the word and I'll head in there and start investigating. If Karma was here, he'd probably be feeling funny about seeing Edgeworth in a gas mask. I can almost guarantee he'd have something to say about it. You guys stay here. That gas could still be dangerous. I meant Karma, the person in chat, my friend, not Von Karma. I keep forgetting that that's something that could easily be mixed up here. You guys stay here. This gas could still be dangerous. Oh, did I say Edgeworth instead of Gumshoe? I'm an idiot. Alright, we're counting on you, detective. Good luck in there, Dickie boy. This stream is falling apart at the seams, I'm sorry. No way, Gummy almost looked like a real detective. I'm so proud of him. But he is a real detective? But is he a real detective? That's a good question. This is Edgeworth speaking. Mr. Edgeworth, looks like the gas is mostly dissipated, sir. Very good, detective. Now calm down and tell me what you see. Yes, sir. First up, the exhibits. There's a statue of two people on the left side. And on the right, some kind of two-horned animal. Wait, a statue of two people and a two-horned animal? That sounds familiar. In fact, it sounds identical to the display in the Winter Wing. Other than that, the place is looking pretty damp. Sprinklers sprayed the place good. Must be what stopped the gas from spreading. It's the sprinklers. Are there any signs of a fire? No, sir. And the fire alarm hasn't been triggered either. Sprinklers look like the type that detect heat and smoke. When they detect something, they send an alarm, either fire or smoke, to the security room. Guess they read the gas as smoke and triggered the smoke alarm that way. And was anyone in the security room when that alarm went off? This place only has one employee, and that's Judy Bound, the manager. And she was at the reception desk across from the security room the whole time since the gallery opened. So she heard the alarm from across the way and turned on the sprinklers. Yep, seems they can only be switched on manually, and only from there. Wouldn't want to get the art getting soaked for no good reason, I guess. And if it's manual, you could maybe check how bad the fire was to try to get some stuff out first. So the security setup is geared around protecting the exhibits. That makes sense in an art gallery, I guess. And one more thing, it's freezing in here. This isn't the Autumn Wing, it's the deep midwinter wing. So the Autumn Wing is cold too. I checked the temperature, it's 26.5 degrees in here, sir. Why is the Autumn Wing being kept at the same temperature as the Winter Wing? That's about all I've got for now. Let you know if I find anything else, sir. Understood. Thank you, Detective Gumshoe. April 2nd, 11:15 a.m. Zodiac Hall, Fountain Room. What did Gummy have to say? He said that the Autumn Wing is actually quite wintry. Huh? I don't get it. Wondering what it could mean myself, but it's a bit hard to tell from out here. We should try to get in there as soon as the police are done with their investigation. I'm into that. We need to see what the deal is for ourselves. Is there anybody else who might know something in the meantime? Oh yeah, there's one guy. Miles' best bud. His what? If we have to. And I guess we have to. Wait, that's... Okay, I didn't expect to see you here. You're looking as fresh-faced as ever. Yeah, long time no see, Larry, right? So, here's the deal, okay? I'm Larice right now. You see, I'm also a bit of an artist. So it's your alias? I like it. Good to see you, Larice. Always knew you were a nice, thoughtful kid. Unlike some people. some questions for you, Larry. What the? How am I a suspect? Just because I found the guy doesn't mean I did the crime. Never said you did. I just need you to tell us what you saw. You said you saw something awful. How so, exactly? Look, I didn't see anything and I didn't do anything, okay? I don't think I did anyway. Whoa, Chief, you didn't sound so sure of yourself at the end there. There's something you should know about him, Fender. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I've been saying that about Larry for 26 years now. His ability to attract trouble is legendary, for want of a better word. His ability to cause trouble, too. Suppose I better find out what he did this time. Brain chess. Our aim is to uncover anything that Larry might be hiding. However, I didn't see nothing, I didn't do anything, and you can't prove otherwise. It's almost impossible for him to keep his cool. I'll need to bide my time when he gets agitated and wait for him to calm down. Let's start by asking him and go into detail about what he was doing here. Shouldn't prove to be too much of a challenge, so let's get this over with. Mind chess, commence. Why are you even here? Why exactly did you come to the gallery today? What kind of question is that? What, you don't think I belong in a gallery or something? Hey, if you're gonna ignore me, then I'm gonna paint your portrait. He's just here to suffer. Yeah, that's why they call it painting. And when I'm done, I'll scribble all over it. They're all just scribbles to begin with. Wow! Wrong. That is such a dude. That, man, even Edgeworth would not say that. I'm joking, okay? I never scribble on one of my pieces. How could I? They're all valuable artwork. According to you, perhaps. I imagine that I might struggle to agree. Oh, laugh it up, funny guy. Luckily, some people actually believe in my work. There's a worse one later on, yeah. Say it? It would just result in Edgeworth being like, you fucked up. And then Larry would be like, I didn't fuck up. And then Edgeworth would be like, oh, I fucked up. Just admit your testimony is riddled with inconsistency. You picked the wrong thing, he literally just uses a generic one. What do you mean, Edgy? Why do you always gotta say stuff like that? I didn't think it would upset you so badly. Guess I should watch what I say. To study my opponent's reactions and pick my responses accordingly. She's called Lulu, okay? And she says my pictures are masterpieces. If so she likes something, I'll draw it for her. Anything. Anything at all. And where's this Lulu? How come you're here alone? What, a guy can't be apart from his girlfriend for 1 second? I have my own life too, you know. Why not come here together? Fine, Lulu said she's a Gemini, okay? So I thought I could do a sketch of the statue to show her on our date. I expect you're pretty proud of the sketch. Not so much this time, actually. But you know, it being her sign and all, just thought maybe she might kind of like it. How very like you to try to tell me nothing and give so much away in the process. So to summarize, you came here to draw a sketch of the Gemini statue for your girlfriend Lulu. What? How did you figure all that out? You just said it. Your incessant prattling. Just can't help yourself, can you? Fine, then I won't say another word. Larry may want to keep his mouth shut now, but I'll have my answers one way or another. Let's ask him what he did after he arrived here at the gallery. We'll soon see what he's hiding. Just a matter of time. Alright, tell me what you did once you arrived here. What's the big idea? Why are you staring at me like that? I don't remember. I didn't have a pamphlet, so I don't know what was where. I just kind of hung around by the fountain. You didn't receive a pamphlet when you paid your entrance fee at the reception desk. Huh? You mean entry isn't... It's not free to get in here? You mean to tell me that you entered without paying? I'm sorry, okay? I wasn't deliberate. There wasn't anybody at the reception desk is all. So I thought entry must be free. You're saying Miss Bound wasn't at the reception desk at the time? Yeah, but it looked like there was maybe someone in the little room opposite. Interesting. According to Detective Gumshoe, Miss Bound had to enter the security room to activate the sprinkler system. Expected she wasn't at the reception desk because she was busy responding to the incident. And right after, she finally got the place open for business, too. Poor Judy. The Winter Wing, the gallery's greatest attraction. It's gonna be ruined now. You say you don't have a pamphlet, and yet you seem to know all about the Winter Wing. For example, that the Gemini statue you came here to draw just so happens to be in said room. Therefore, it was your intention to visit Winter Wing all along, wasn't it? How? How did you get me again? Fine, you're right. I came here for the Gemini statue. And yeah, I came here to visit the Winter Wing. I won't deny it. Larry's not one to confess so easily. Then again, he's always managed to surprise me in unusual ways. Let's see what more he can tell us about the Winter Wing. I expect even Larry has found his feet a little by now. I'll have to watch his reactions more carefully and see what information I can glean from him. I'm done with you. Go home. Larry, be honest. Did you enter the Winter Wing? What is that? Is that suspicion I see in your eyes? I tried to get in there, sure, but... You tried to get in, but you couldn't? Yeah, exactly. I wanted to get in there, but that old guy came in out and fell to the ground, and like I said, it was all pretty shocking. So you weren't able to enter the Winter Wing because the victim emerged and collapsed in front of you. Interesting, though. That's not the Winter Wing, wasn't it? Wasn't that the Autumn Wing? But also, Eddie made the same mistake when we entered here. He thought the Winter Wing was the one on the right. Yeah, he came out of the Winter Wing door, and then down he went. Wasn't it the Autumn Wing that the victim came out of? If that stupid poison gas thing had never happened, I'd be in there happily sketching away right now. Larry seems to have the Autumn and Winter Wings mixed up. Regardless, it seems his aim was to make a sketch of one of the statues. This could be a useful clue. What did you see in the Winter Wing, Larry? You don't let up, do you? I told you I didn't see anything. Galleries are nice and all, but I kind of changed my mind once I got here. Thought I'd go meet my girlfriend instead. I think it's time to deploy my clue. Didn't you say you came here to make a sketch of one of the statues for your girlfriend? You gave up on that a little easily, didn't you? Surely you saw something, even if it were distracted by the victim's collapse. Well, I didn't not see something. But that doesn't prove that I did see something totally terrifying either, does it? Ugh. What, were you blinking too hard? Wow. Really, Larry, you could at least try to make this a little harder for me. I put it to you, Larry Butts, that you did in fact see something totally terrifying. How do you do it, Edgy? Are you some kind of mind reader? Fine. Guess there's no point trying to keep it a secret any longer. I'm not sure there's much point in you trying to keep any secrets, given your track record. Wasn't exactly the most edifying use of my time, but that's checkmate. Mind chess. Checkmate. Oh. I couldn't help staring at that Gemini statue. My eyes were drawn to it.
Objection!
You keep talking about a Gemini statue, but there's no way you saw what you think you saw. It's simply not possible. What do you mean? Do you think I saw a ghost statue or something? Do you play chess at all? I know how to play chess. I'm not good at it. Larry's still laboring under the misconception that he was looking at the Winter Wing. This piece of evidence shows what Larry was really looking at. That looks like the Pokemon font on the wings. You play, but you suck too at it. I know how to castle. That's something. Each room is kept at a specific temperature to reflect the season it represents. Summer is 78, autumn is 64, spring is 53, winter is 27. Hours 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Take that!
Take a look at this pamphlet. Do you know en passant? Yeah. That's when two pawns on opposite ends. No. It's when a white and a black pawn are perpendicular to each other on the chessboard. Whoever's turn it is, you can have that pawn jump over to the other pawn's lane in front of where they were. So they move forward and left or forward and right one square, and then the enemy pawn is taken out. It's essentially the same as claiming the pawn, except you're doing it a square displaced upwards. Enemy pawn moves 2 spaces, ends up adjacent to yours, you could capture it. Oh, it has to be if a pawn moves 2 spaces, okay. I didn't realize, I knew it was the diagonal movement, like above a pawn. Only if the enemy pawn has moved 2 spaces last turn, okay. So it could literally only be done the first turn a pawn can move out from its starting space. Because that's the only time a pawn can move 2 spaces. Castling is when you don't move your king's rook or your king if the space between the king's rook and the king is open. You can move the king 2 spaces towards the king's rook and then move the rook to the other side of the king. Wrong. What do you mean wrong? That is what it is, isn't it? It can happen on the queen's side as well. Oh, really? I thought, okay. But I mean, I wasn't wrong in saying that it could happen on the king's side, right? It's move 2 spaces, move the rook over. Essentially, it lets you move 2 pieces at once. But the caveat is that neither that rook nor that monarch piece has moved yet. It can, but it's far less common queenside. Yeah, I can imagine it's not... I mean, it has its uses, I'm sure. Because again, you're moving 2 pieces in one turn. That's definitely an advantage, like a move that has an advantage to it. And obviously for the king, it's far more advantageous because you're moving the king 2 spaces when it can only move 1. So that's... it's probably far more useful on the king's side. Still a noteworthy omission. Yeah, I suppose so. To be fair, I actually had no idea. I don't think I've ever read that the queen can do that. They should add random crits to chess. Yeah, they should add enemy reinforcements. Like a Fire Emblem game. There's a video of that. Anyway, the Autumn Wing features sculptures depicting Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. Not only that, but I've seen the statue depicting Gemini and the Winter Wing for myself. Have you played Shogi? Yes, I've played it in, I played it in that, what is it? Whatever you saw, it can't have been a statue of Gemini. I've played it in, what is it? Uh, 51 Worldwide Classics, right? Where's that game? It's gotta be, like, up higher. Yeah, here it is. Clubhouse Games, 51 Worldwide Classics. There's Shogi and there's Mini Shogi. I suck at Shogi. I'm worse. I'm worse at Shogi than I am at chess. Go I can play. I can play Go and I can play checkers, obviously. Would you like to play a game of not-so-mind chess? I mean, what would you just, like, throw the pieces at each other? Wait, seriously, Go? Yeah, Go Mogi, maybe. I don't know. That's the one where you have to match five stones in a row. You meant just normal chess. Oh. I mean, I don't really play, but maybe at some point. Gomoku. Whichever one's in Worldwide Classics, because that's in there. You know what game from 51 Worldwide Classics I really like? The very first one. Mancala. Mancala is excellent. That game is so fun. There's enough strategy involved that, like, it's very simple, but it also does have a strategic element to it. It's really good. Thought you meant the game from that one anime. Which Clubhouse Games was less than $40? I will say it's absolutely worth. I bought it on launch day, It is absolutely worth every penny that game is sold for. I got so much playtime out of that game. Guess that makes sense. Do I have a Discord? Yeah, I do have a Discord account. I have a server too, but I'm not really using it. That's the like, it's literally just me and Ephraim in there. Like, no one else is using it. That's in there. Why is he not more surprised by that? It seemed pretty weird now that I think about it. One of the two people did look like a goddess. So the other stuff, I guess that wasn't my imagination either. Other stuff. You're interested in it too, Edgy, aren't you? Great, let me show you. Show me? What exactly? I drew a picture of it all. Got the whole scene down exactly as I saw it. But I'm still not confident in my work, so, well, I want to see. Really? Alright, here. What on earth? It's grotesque. Why is it bleeding? Bomb Rush Cyberfunk? I have that on, physical edition for Switch. I got that the same time I got, Sayonara Wild Hearts, and what other game? I got 3 games, didn't I? I got Cave Story as well, but I'll play that someday. I still gotta play Jet Set Radio. What on earth? It's grotesque. You're trying to tell me that the statue is crying tears of blood? I have to say, Larice, it's pretty scary. Right? Because it was scary. It was supposed to be a statue of Gemini, but it up and turned into a goddess right before my eyes. It freaked me out so bad, I screamed out loud. So he wasn't reacting to the victim collapsing in front of him after all? Wait, when you say it turned into a goddess, what do you mean exactly? What do you mean, what do I mean? The bottom hall was suddenly a fish. The bottom half was suddenly a fish. That's what I mean. A goddess with a fishy bottom half. Sounds like Pisces to me. This is one of the most suspicious websites selling digital Switch games for cheap, but they sell you a Nintendo account that only has 1 game loaded onto it. Ooh. Yeah, stay the fuck away from that. But it's all based on the legend of a goddess and her son turning into a fish to escape some baddie. Wow, really? I thought Pisces was just 2 plain old fish. Edgy, did you think the statue's cursed? I mean, tears of blood turning into a fish? That's some pretty cursed shit right there. Don't be a fool. I imagine you simply mistook one statue for the other. A sketch by Larry depicting the Pisces statue exactly as he saw it. Oh, look at you tucking it carefully into your organizer. Simply thought I might have use for it later. Maybe in the bathroom. What? Are you implying you're gonna wipe your ass with it? That's terrible. I mean, terrifying aspects of it aside, that is a good sketch, if he drew that, which he did. You're the worst, Edgy, the worst! Kinda freaky-deaky, though, huh? Statue at the bottom half that changes shape? Pretty keen on finding out what went down in the Autumn Wing, aren't you? Take a look at that again. Alright. If this is a drawing, then obviously it all looks the same, but cards on the table here. That's a cloth, and Larry saw it with the cloth up, and then it fell when it revealed the fish tails. Also, there's a stepladder in front of it. I just realized. Suppose I am, yes. Could there be some kind of trick to the Pisces statue, perhaps? Yes, Edgewood speaking. I'm just about done in here, sir. There's no danger from the gas anymore. You can come in now. Thanks. Good work, Detective. Seems it's finally safe to enter the Autumn Wing. Good detective sure has some impeccable timing. Come on, let's go take a look. I want to see this Pisces statue. You're going in there, Kay? Maybe I should come along, too. Did you really think I was going to leave you out here on your own? I know better than that. Alright, everyone, to the Autumn Wing. Here we are at last, and it really does look a lot like the Winter Wing. Glad you could make it. Oh, hey there. You're, Harry, wasn't it? Good to see you, Harry. No, for the last time. The name's Larice Stoneham. Detective, your report, if you don't mind. Yes, sir. Okay, so first off, I found a blowtorch. I'm gonna use it to melt the statue. It'll be funny. Nozzle was still warm when I found it, so I guess it was used pretty recently. Was somebody using it to heat something? Signs of it being used just before the police arrived. Possibly to heat something? Was the stepladder already like that when you entered? Yeah, guess it was used by whoever let out the gas. The gas was inside the case until someone opened the lid. Is that so? The Pisces statue. Huh? You sure up on your constellations, sir? You know which one's in the other case, too? This is the Autumn Wing, so I imagine it should be Capricorn. Guess there's no fooling you, sir. Thought it was supposed to be Taurus. That weird cloth that's draped around it kind of tripped me up. I knew it. Isn't that a piece of the luminous cloth from way back when? What's that doing here? Now we have evidence from the IS-7 incident, too. Taking a look around. Seems there's a piece of luminous cloth on each of the other cases, too. Yeah, and that just makes me want to see what's hiding underneath real bad. Sure, let me whip them all right off for you. Wow, they're beautiful. So the transformation Larry witnessed could have been the moment the cloth around the Pisces statue's lower half fell away. See, Edgy, see? Wasn't imagining things, and I wasn't mistaken. Listen, Milester, I think we can all agree this room is fishier than a bucket of fish. My hunch is that someone deliberately tried to make this room look just like the Winter Wing. You know, it's been a while. I think I might have fish and chips tomorrow for lunch. From the chippery. Actually, is it supposed to snow tomorrow, or is it supposed to snow this weekend? I better check and make sure I'm not... Actually, according to this, it's not supposed to snow at all, even though they said there was snow coming this weekend. Whatever. Probably order something out tomorrow. Yes, I was thinking exactly the same thing. They even cover the statues up in such a way as to make them look similar. With the cloth over the bottom half, and the Pisces and Gemini statues look almost the same. Ditto for Capricorn. Cover his bottom half up and he looks pretty much like Taurus. The other two can't be fixed as easily, so covering up their cases completely was the only answer. So somebody went to some lengths to disguise the Autumn Wing as the Winter Wing. I'd say we need to take a closer look at things in here, wouldn't you, Fender? Hold it! Mr. Winter and Judge Gavelle. Ugh, the heck are you guys doing here? You're the last thing I need. This is my scene, you hear? Mr. Edgeworth, seems I have failed in my duty yet again. I pray one day to make you see that your presence is not required at every crime scene. Ugh, and that co-opting the good detective for your own ends is neither right nor good. I will have to give you serious consideration as to how the Goddess of Justice would have me judge you. You got it all wrong. It was me who asked Mr. Edgeworth to help, not the other way around. It was? Well then, you know what that means, Detective Flatfoot. Oh, you mean... Exactly. Your, salary check is taking a hit. Bet you're looking forward to payday now. Always wanted to say that. Man, getting a wage cut from you of all people? The Wiener? Not so fast, Mr. Winter. I was simply assisting with the police's investigation as a witness and bystander. Salary cutting noises. Hey, Mouse. How you doing? Also, I'm sorry, I missed your earlier message when you said, it's that en passant's when the pawns kiss. It's very gay. Hell yeah. We gotta make... chess needs to be gayer. We really need to make chess like super gay. Detective Gumshoe is entirely in the right. Oh, he is, huh? So you're saying I should give him a bonus instead? That's not what I'm saying at all. Hey, I wouldn't mind a little salary bump. Your compassion and generosity are truly heartwarming, Eustace. We must take into account past transgressions, making judgments that concern the future. Really want to get the Bomber Cyberpunk physical copy now that you know it exists? I don't know how well it runs on Switch, but that's what I have it on. And I hereby judge Mr. Edgeworth and his associates unfit to tread the hallowed ground of this scene. What? We only just got here. The Goddess of Justice has conferred her blessings on Eustace, and Eustace alone. By which you mean this is Mr. Winter's case? That's exactly what she means. It's time for the warm-up act to get off the stage. After all, I solved this one already. I have a suspect lined up and everything. What'd you say? A suspect? Already? Who? Who else but your artist friend over there? Huh? Me? Me? What's going on, Edgy? Your guess is as good as mine. I can't begin to imagine how the boy's mind works. They named this guy Eustace Winner, and pretty much every part of that just screams I deserve at least 10 wedgies per second. Game looks on par with Dreamcast Jet Set Radio, so I'm sure it's fine on Switch. Oh, that's good. I have that, and I have Cave Story Plus that I bought last summer. And I would definitely like to play Cave Story at some point. Unsurprising that you lack the attitude to understand the winning mindset. Lack the attitude? Something tells me he doesn't know the real winning turn of phrase. Well put, Eustace. Mr. Edgeworth does indeed lack a certain aptitude. Yeah, exactly. Where's your aptitude, smart guy? Wow, he's totally shameless, huh? Underestimate my information-gathering skills at your own peril. Before we came here, we dropped by the medical room to ask the doctor a few questions. And he told me where the poison gas came from. And where might that have been? It was, it's this chemical you find everywhere, can't think of the name just now, though. Wait there a second, let me just call him real quick. Perhaps I can answer your question while Eustace is on the telephone. Why let him make the call if you know the answer? The gas was created by mixing two specific chemicals. Ubiquium, and asphyxion. Asphyxion? That's a little on the nose, or I guess in the throat, wouldn't you say? Haven't we proven time and time again by now, but being these crime scenes, we caught the real criminals multiple times. Yeah, I feel like it's chlorine. What kind of chemicals are they? Ubiquium is a red liquid used in all manner of everyday products. Paint and dishwashing liquids, among various others. On its own, it's entirely benign. So it's something anyone can get their hands on. Precisely, but the same cannot be said for asphyxion. That does sound nasty. What's it used for? It's the main ingredient in a product called Infesticide Ultra. New evolution's getting pretty morbid. It's the poison type. It's the poison type evolution, asphyxion. Infesticide Ultra. That's literally the Cold Killer X bottle, but with a skull on it. It's pure white in color and is unavailable to the average consumer. In fact, it's not impossible for members of the public to obtain it here in this country. As such, we are currently investigating where it might have come from. Gases are produced when bright red ubiquia, I can't do that, and pure white asphyxion were mixed together. I'm back, and I know the name of the chemical now. Don't waste your breath. Judge Gavell already informed us. Huh? Oh, great. That'll make this quicker, I guess. So the source of the gas, ubiquium, is used in paint and stuff, right? And there was somebody here at the gallery today who brought paints with them. Your friend, the artist. You can't accuse me just because of that. Objection to the paints on that palette in your hand. Edgy, is this kid okay? He seems a little... Indeed, I haven't known him long, but he's a little prone to jumping to the wrong conclusions. Hey, quit talking about me like I'm not even here. Ignore them, Eustace. They're simply intimidated by you. Nothing more. Why not give them yet another reason to fear you with one of your winning deductions? Winning? Yeah, good idea. Get a load of this, losers. Winner's winning deduction. Our friend the artist here won the race to find the victim, and was the first in the scene, correct? And the gas the victim was poisoned with is made from ubiquium, which, as we know, is found in paint. He was carrying paint in his person, and he was one winning stride away from the victim, which surely makes him the winner on our list of suspects. Right, Gavell? You think so too, right? It's a possibility that certainly can't be discounted. Well, would the artist like to share his version of the events? Did you leave red paint at the scene of the crime? Or something more sinister? The catalyst for a cloud of toxic gas, perhaps? I think I might have left my heart there, you know? And you might have picked it up. I would be careful what you say to me. My gavel's already primed to deliver a guilty verdict.
Objection!
Ignore him, please, Your Honor. It's for the best.
Objection!
Quit stalling. You can't run away from the fact that my reasoning is flawless. So admit defeat and crawl out of here with your tail between your legs, because I win. I have better things to do than pick holes in your faulty logic, but I don't suppose I have much choice. That dude would not survive 5 minutes in a room with you. What?
Hold it!
He has a very punchable throat, yeah. Edgeworth can't... You know what? You know what, though? Edgeworth can't assault him because he would be assaulting a minor. That's why. That's the only reason he hasn't gotten the shit beaten out of him. Once he turns 18, Edgeworth's just gonna chop him in the throat. I'll be the first to admit that he's something of a suspicious character. He'd get bullied in school then. Well, he's not in school anymore.
Objection!
First to admit? Are you trying to beat me to it? But you can't, because I'm the winner. I'm the first rate. I'm always... bleh. Huh? I'm a first-rate artist, you say? Larry, I don't need you to make this any more convoluted than it already is. Please, Mr. Winner, just continue. District Court Judge and member of the Committee of Prosecutorial Excellence, who also acts as its mouthpiece. Oh, she's the same age as Edgeworth. Delicia still don't know how old Delicia is. British pharmacist of indeterminate age who can't resist sweet foods. Former assistant to Samson Tangaroa and current owner of the Zodiac Hall Art Gallery. Supposed to sing and dance. She's 34 now. Greatest prosecutor ever to prosecute, according to himself anyway. In actual fact, his relationship with logic is tenuous at best. Still, how is he allowed to be a prosecutor at age 17? You know what? I know exactly why. We'll talk about that later. Also, again, it's very weird to think that Gavel and Edgeworth are only, like, 9 years older than this dude. They look so much older than him. The gas the victim was poisoned with is made from ubiquium, which we've already read this. We do indeed. It seems it's found a number of everyday products. Right, which makes your friend's paint pretty darn suspicious. Isn't it also found in a bunch of other stuff, too? She has a winning point, I guess. Right, Gavel? Suppose she does. As I said, ubiquium is also found in dishwashing liquids, among other things. In other words, paint isn't the only possible explanation. No, but just listen to the rest of my amazing deduction, will you?
Hold it!
It's by no means that certain paint was the... It's by no means certain that paint was the source of the poison gas. Huh, well, it's by no means certain that it wasn't either. Was that supposed to sound clever? Copying Mr. Edgeworth's speaking style isn't a shortcut to looking cool, you know. You make it sound as if you think there's something wrong with how I speak. Anyway, to bring it all home, my winning deduction shows he had paint, and he was the closest to the victim. Yeah.
Hold it!
That's really all you're basing your suspicion of Mr. Butts on. What, you have a problem with that? Then show me some proof, loser. Put up or shut up. He's literally asking for it, Mr. Edgeworth. He is, so let's find the right piece of evidence and really give it to him. We know Mr. Winner isn't much of a listener, and we also know that his reasoning is likely to be based on a flawed assumption. Yeah, he even phoned in the other guy, and he still got it wrong somehow. Let's get this over with as quickly as we can. It's all a waste of time. Where would he get the asphyxion? Dark shade of blue. Being around such a calming color from time to time might just do me some good. Jeez Louise, Mazzarino, talk about corny. Fill an entire extra-large bucket by yourself. That's rich coming from you, Fender. These must be the switches that change the color of the cloth. Let's see if they work. Well, the cloth has certainly changed color. It's glowing with a pale blue hue. According to Detective Gumshoe, this is what it looked like when it was still draped over that statue. Indeed. What does it have to do with the case? Makes him the winner on a list of suspects.
Objection!
Okay. Where would he get the asphyxion, though? Your deductions are anything but winning, I'm afraid, unless you're looking to win a prize for incoherence. So you agree that I deserve a prize? What you deserve is to be set right. The gas came from within the case containing the sculpture of Pisces. It did, and it was created by the artist guy. But the red paint we know is full of ubiquium. Allow me to offer you a bit of advice, one prosecutor to another. It always helps to carefully listen to others. The gas is created when ubiquium is mixed with another substance, asphyxion. Paint contains ubiquium alone wouldn't be enough to create any kind of gas at all. It wouldn't? I thought they said that the guy was asphyxiated with ubiquium. So you're telling me this was all based on the mishearing of the forensics report? Gas had already done its work by the time Mr. Butts found the victim. Perhaps it's your own aptitude you should be worrying about. My aptitude? What does that even mean? You literally used the word 5 minutes ago. It means one's ability or how suited one is to a particular task, Eustace. Too many hard words, yeah. Me, streaming Ace Attorney. And attitude, the other word you misused only minutes ago as well, is another thing entirely. I get what you're doing. You're making fun of me again. What I'm doing is demonstrating that you do not have the aptitude required to head up this investigation.
Overruled.
Before you go any further, you might wish to consider some of the flaws in your own statements. And what might those flaws be? Firstly, you cannot prove your artist friend did not enter the Autumn Wing. And secondly, that you cannot prove that the red paint did not have something to do with the crime. But the paint isn't important on its own, surely. What's important is the combination of the red ubiquium with the white asphyxion. How exactly were the two substances introduced to one another? Surely we need to figure that out before anything else. Indeed we do. And that's what Eustace will be investigating next. Or what he would already be investigating had you not been here making needless trouble. We're not here to make trouble. Quite the opposite, in fact. We're here to help. Are you saying you know how the gas was made? I don't believe you. I could certainly point you towards a vital clue as to how it was done. He's bluffing, Eustace. Ignore him. It's fine, Gavel. He's clearly lying. Might as well let him talk himself even further into a corner. If you're sure. Come on, then. Show me what you've got. What shows that the gas was created? The bleeding statue, probably?
Take that!
You're saying this somehow shows us how the chemicals were mixed to make the poison gas? That's exactly what I'm saying. Thank you for noticing. Well, they do have a... Why is she even humor this kid? I don't know. Well, they do say I have a good eye. The red tears Mr. Butts saw. That was the ubiquium. Wait a second. You're saying the statue cried this stuff out? What, so our culprit is some kind of evil spirit? How much time am I going to have to waste taking him through this step by step? The red tears alone would not have been enough to create the gas. They must have mixed with something else inside the case. What? And what evidence do you have to think that's what happened? The evidence is right there in the sketch I just showed you. I need to point out the part that shows that the two liquids had mixed together. This light pink stain down here. Observe the pool of pink liquid beneath the Pisces statue's giant case. This clearly shows that the two chemicals mixed. Wait, I don't get it. How does that prove that some ubiquium mixed with some asphyxion? We have an artist with us, why don't we ask him? Larry, you claim to be something of a painter. I imagine you have some experience mixing colors. What happens when you mix red with white? Don't treat me like a dum-dum, Edgy. I did graduate from junior high, you know. Any idiot knows that red and white make pink. I mean, there's variations. You got your rose pinks and your baby pinks.
Hold it!
That will be more than enough, thank you. You see what I'm getting at now, Mr. Winner? I think I do. Ubiquium is red and asphyxion's white. Mix the two together, and you get pink. That's what the pink liquid is. Yes, very good. We got there in the end. Yes, interesting. I think you finally convinced him.
Overruled.
Mr. Edgeworth, you've raised a possibility, nothing more. Cannot know for sure that this is what shows the result of the chemicals having been mixed. Oof. And besides, the sketch you are attempting to enter as evidence was drawn by a suspect. How can we possibly hope to rely on its veracity? Hey, I drew everything exactly as I saw it. A true artist never lies or embellishes the truth. Except when I draw my persona, I draw him with a gigantic ass. Or a gigantic head. Forgive me, but I did not ask for your opinion. Oof, she's a cold one, but I like it. You may rest assured, Your Honor, that I mean to prove my theory to all of our satisfaction.
Overruled.
It may not be wise to jeopardize your position any further, Mr. Edgeworth. Especially as there is another question to which you have yet to provide a satisfactory answer. How can you prove that this man did not enter the Autumn Wing? Until you're able to, there's little more to discuss. Wait, maybe the victim could help us out with that. Mr. Gusto, he's still unconscious and in critical condition. He is? Oh. Now, if you don't mind, Eustace needs to carry out his own investigation of this area. If you'd be so kind as to leave him in peace. For the presiding judge's sake, I pray to the goddess that you need not ever be... Excuse me, I pray to the goddess that you need not ever be summoned to testify. Now then, is there something you wish to say, Mr. Artist? You can just hold that pose for a moment there, Miss Ice Queen. I am Justice Verity Gavel. I'd be grateful if you would dispense with the childish epithets. Oh, finally, she tells me your name. Nice to meet you, Verity. Name's Larice Donham, but you could call me Larice. If you could stop wasting the court's time, Mr. Donham. Oh, yeah, sorry, it's just... There's something I forgot to mention. The door was locked. I tried to open it, and then the old guy came tumbling out. It does appear that the door can be unlocked from the inside. However, that does not necessarily mean it was locked at the time, as you claim. Without proof, your statement carries little weight, I'm afraid.
Objection!
Objection! Well, as it happens, I can back our pal up here on that. What? Yep, we tried to come in here too, but it's just like the guy said. It was locked up tight. Ain't that so, Mauserino? It is. I distinctly remember how it went. Whoop! Prior to the incident with the gas, it was not possible to enter this room from the outside.
Overruled.
What's to say that your suspicious friend was not in here with the victim the entire time?
Objection!
The fact that he didn't suffer the ill effects of the gas. Search him for a gas mask if you like. I doubt you'll find one. I see. I suppose we'll have to take you at your collective word. That was a little too easy. Well, Judge Gavel, do you now accept that Mr. Butts is no longer a viable suspect? And that once again, Mr. Winter's deductions have fallen short of the mark? What are you talking about? I just need some more information, that's all. Can't blame a guy for being a little hasty with his deductions. You know it's not cool for a prosecutor to be saying stuff like that, right? Very well, then perhaps we should call our next suspect. Mr. Donham, you may step down from the stand. Huh? Go, you mean? But I was enjoying our time together, Verity. Let me stick around, please. Overruled. Show no mercy. Squish my heart into a goopy mush. I love it. Who exactly is this next suspect? The pharmacist's delicious scone. Your artist friend may have struggled to lay his hands on a bottle of Infesticide Ultra, but someone in her line of work would surely have a better idea of where such a thing might be acquired. The court hereby calls for a 10-minute recess. Eustace will go and fetch the suspect. Your winning smile will bring her running, I'm sure. My winning? Of course, Gavel. Let's go get her at once. Hey, Detective Flatfoot, you carry on investigating while I'm gone, okay? Sure. Is it possible? Could Judge Gavel have suspected Miss Scone from the start? Now that you mention it, she wasn't helping Mr. Winter like she usually does, huh? What exactly is your angle here, Judge Gavel? Wow. Another to be continued already. Okay, cool. We can get another one done tonight. This is perfect because this is like each one of these is a day's worth of VODs to put on the VOD channel. All right, give me a moment. I'm actually gonna take a short break this time, not a long one, but I do need to go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back. And if you're on YouTube, well then have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.